You guys, I am super excited because this is new pickup week, and not a snake that I was expecting to get until yesterday. When I say new pickup, I don't mean that FedEx is going to show up and hand me a box. I mean that I'm going to get in my car, drive down, and pick it up myself. And you can join me if you want. But first, an update. This is Molly Malone, who you may know if you've seen my other videos. She is a lovely ultramel, 100% het clown, 50% het orange ghost. And if you watched my video a couple weeks ago, I was doing a tub upgrade for young Miss Lydia Dietz, who's a little bit bigger than Molly Malone, but not by much. And I mentioned in that video that I was going to wait a month or two before I upgraded Molly. But I lied. I did it like 4 days after because I liked Lydia Dietz's upgrade so much, and she did so well. Like, I fed her a couple days later and she ate no problem, and she just did great. And so I had all the stuff for Molly's upgrade. I wanted to keep her hides the same and such like that. I had a water bowl that sort of matches her, and so I upgraded her, and she's eaten a couple meals since the upgrade and loves it. Just has tons of places to hide, and she's doing great. So that's the update. Okay, Molly Malone is back in her tub. I felt bad pulling her out for that little segment because I caught her halfway between moving from her cold side hide to her warm side hide, and I didn't want her to think, oh no, I exposed myself and I got snagged. But I mean, she doesn't mind it. She was fine. But I put her back in her warm side hide because that's clearly where she wants to be. Okay, let's talk about this pickup. So here's what's been happening over the last few months. First of all, spoiler alert, I'm picking up a ball python, but what I want to talk about for a second is I've been doing a ton of research on other species of pythons because eventually I want to get into green tree pythons and potentially carpet pythons, Woma pythons, white-lipped way down the road. But I've been doing, like, if you want to research green tree pythons, The Complete Chondro is a great book. I've read this cover to cover. It's as good as Kevin McCurley's book on ball pythons. So anyway, I've been doing all that research, and I was kind of thinking that the next snake that I get would be, number one, like a year from now, and number two would be not a ball python. It would be something different. And I determined over the last couple of weeks that even though I do want to get into these other species, this is not the time. Like, this year and next year are not the time. I need to focus on what I've got. And so within the realm of ball pythons, there are a number of projects that I am really excited to get into. And so occasionally I look and see what's available. And so a baby female snake of a gene that I really want to get into just became available from my friend John over at John's Jungle. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. I think I'm going to try to keep it a secret until her eggs hatch, which means she's brand new. She's only a couple months old. She'll be breeding at a bare minimum in 2.5 years. And so I'm going to keep this secret for a long time if I can. Unless I get a visual male, then we'll all know what it is. But if I end up with a het male, which is very possible, then I'll be able to keep this secret. So anyway, you'll see what she is other than her het. And also, John has a ton of incredible animals at this facility. He has a couple facilities. He's got, I think his main situation is at his house. He's got big, massive cages for all these different things that he breeds. And then he has a smaller facility that he by appointment, he'll meet you and you can go and pick up your animal. And so I love going down there. I'm excited to bring you guys with me. We're still a few days away. This is the beginning of the week, and I'm going down to see him on Saturday. I'm not going to another place that's infested with snakes. I don't care how nice it is. You'll get overtime. Fine. Okay, today's the day. Here we go. Riding on the dashboard doesn't seem safe. How long is the drive? I mean, it's like an hour and a half, Kent. I mean, you're wearing a helmet. I don't know how much safer you can be, you know? Honestly. Hey folks, Future Bob here. As you may know, I edit videos for Past Bob and correct any glaring mistakes that he's made. I haven't shown up in the last couple of videos because there haven't been any embarrassing mistakes to correct that I know of anyway. In this one, it's not so much mistakes as it is just a ton of camera problems and sound problems. I said a bunch of stuff in the car on the way down, just random points that I was making, and then realized that the air conditioning was blowing on the camera the whole time. And so there was really no sound. But it doesn't matter. Why make the video longer? Although I guess I'm making the video longer right now. Sorry about that. The other thing is, I looked at a ton of snakes that were great. I had to cut out a bunch of them because I had the white balance locked and just the shots weren't very good. And there are some snakes that I really want to show, but the shot's still not great. But anyway, there's still a lot of really great stuff. I'm going to get chewed on by a Woma python here in a minute, and a couple of bites from a Woma python. And also, spoiler alert, Past Bob doesn't know it yet, but he's picking up 2 ball pythons this day. I'm not going to tell you which one he picked up, but it is one of the ball pythons that's featured in this video, and I'll drop a hint. So when that shows up, there will be a hint of some sort, and if you are perceptive enough to pick up on the subtle hint that I leave, you'll know what snake I got. And then I think the next video is probably going to be about that snake anyway. So, all right, let's just jump straight over to John's jungle. All right, you guys, so I made it, and I'm with John. John, step in just a little bit. There we go. Here's John right here, and we have a Woma python. I mentioned in the intro that I've been looking into Woma pythons and have decided not to get another species, at least this year or probably next, but there will be a Woma python in my future. John, tell me this, because you've got Womas and you've got some blackheads too, right?
Yes, I have both species, yep.
So to me, a blackhead is just a Woma with a blackhead and a higher price tag. But I'm sure that's wrong. They're both Australian snakes.
Yep.
What's the difference in owning a blackhead versus owning a Woma?
These Womas, they stay a bit smaller, all right, maybe half the size of a blackhead. And then the blackheads are also eat other snakes. So when you breed them, you have to be careful that the girl doesn't eat the male.
Really? So, and Womas won't eat other snakes?
No, they don't eat other snakes, and they both are really hard to hatch. Both of the eggs have to stay really dry during incubation, so they're quite tricky. Blackheads are harder than Womas to hatch.
Oh, that's
that
interesting.
That would make the price be more expensive.
Right. Now,
just be careful, because sometimes they can literally like open their mouth and start chewing on you.
Oh, really?
But you seem like we're doing okay here.
Here, I was just gonna ask you about that. Like, so with a ball python, if I'm handling a ball python, I feel like I'm in no danger of being chewed on.
No, none.
But a Woma will do that. And blackhead too?
Blackheads, no, not so much. Let me show you this one. This one we call Chewy.
They've got big, massive scales on their head like a cobra. They're so cool. This one is Chewy?
Yeah, this one likes to bite. Really nice yellow head.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty.
Look at the belly too on these. Is this a morph? What do we?
This is a morph. Yeah, this is a hypomelanistic Woma python. Literally no dark.
Pull it up a little bit so that.
Typically on their heads, they'll have really dark eyebrows right on the. Whoa! There.
Look at that.
Chewy went for me, and now he's starting to.
He's just right on my shirt. He snagged a tooth.
Him?
No, I'll grab him.
Okay.
He literally snagged a tooth. Ooh, and my hand.
Okay, so this can be one of the disadvantages. And she's going for it still.
She is just.
All right, so let's put that one back.
So there's a bite from a Woma python, which I would say is much worse than a ball python bite. Would you say that's much worse than a ball python bite? Yeah.
I'm glad it let go. Typically, they clamp on and don't let go,
and
that's what this is here for. This is for Womas. They don't like Fireball or anything cinnamon, so that.
Oh right, show the camera.
This is hopefully we don't need this. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. It's really not a big. Okay, so now you can see now the blood's happening. But we talked about I think in my last video that a ball python has such small teeth, so many and so small, that it looks like this. But you can barely feel it. Like I barely feel this because those teeth are just super sharp and tiny. Full disclosure, I did end up feeling it. It took a couple minutes after washing it out and things like that. It didn't hurt terribly, but you can definitely feel it more than a ball python.
Okay, blackhead. Woma on steroids.
Oh man, look at that. Oh my gosh. You guys, just wait. This is awesome. Look at that size. Wow.
So this one, as you can see, is quite a bit bigger. That head is dark. Very hard to see what's going on there with the head and the eyes.
Now, was Chewy a full-grown Woma?
Yes, full grown, yeah.
And this one's a full-grown blackhead.
They'll get a little bit bigger, yep.
So this is like twice the size.
Yes, literally.
Wow. That is incredible.
Literally probably 8-footer.
Oh, there's another blackhead. Wow.
So
This
this
is the breeding pair?
This is a breeding pair, and this one is supposedly from more of a western locale. All right, they're captive born, but look at all the white on the belly. Black and white is
beautiful.
what we want.
Pull that up just a little bit. I mean, it looks like it was dipped in paint, the head.
Pretty wild.
It's incredible.
So I hear in the wild they'll sit out of a hole with just their head out and collect the heat.
Oh, that's
And be
interesting.
able to warm the whole body.
All right, so now we're at the ball python rack. And so, John, I just want to know what your coolest snakes are that you have right now. What are your best ball
Okay.
pythons?
No problem. So clown pied.
That's a
So,
beauty. So this, Lydia Dietz is my clown, and I got Lydia from John. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. And this might be a relative of Lydia, possibly.
Yeah.
But that's the idea, is eventually clown pied, because Lydia is clown het pied.
Yep.
Again, guys, sorry about the washed out camera work. If Kent had gone inside with his sweet RCA VHS camcorder from 1988,
I will stay out here, thank you very much.
these shots would be a lot better.
This thing was just fired up. Look at that thing.
Whoa, look at that.
Disco or fire clown. So one of the two.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty unbelievable looking.
Disco and fire are allelic.
Yep. Usually pieds always have pattern on the head, but this one has
Oh, is that a Russo pied? That's a Pinto pied?
yeah. Everybody loves these. These are great. These cinnamons.
Oh wow. Highway or freeway?
Freeway.
So okay, so that's another question. If somebody were to get into either the highway or freeway project, which one?
I mean, they're both really neat. You know, they both. This one's really neat. This one's a little smaller.
Are these super pastels?
So yes, they're super pastel. So super pastel, cinnamon, inchy, and that one. Makes it harder to see. And then this one.
And both are freeway. I don't know the difference between a freeway and a highway, like visually.
So that's actually highway. So I have highways and freeways. But they're kind of neat.
That the tub says Spider Freeway. I wouldn't have been able to tell that, but
Isn't that neat though, the spider?
so cool. Just incredible.
Look at this one, just pastel.
Whoa. That's
Hey,
insane. Whoa. That's insane.
Possible yellow belly.
That actually, to me, that looks cooler than the super pastel.
Yeah, right? Because it's got the right.
And this one's freeway also? Yeah. Cooler than the super pastel.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's
Hey,
insane. If you were told that you legally could only produce highways or freeways, which one would you do?
Probably freeway.
Can you tell the difference between the two?
Well, like the hets, right? The hets are a little bit different. The hets are really confusing.
Okay.
You know, on the highway, there's a gravel and a yellow belly, which are almost identical looking. You cannot
Right.
tell the difference until you breed them.
Right.
You know, on the other hand, you know, with the freeway, the visual het is a little bit different looking.
Right.
You know, so I don't really think there's any advantage to either of them, but the pastel version is the cleanest, prettiest, brightest animal you could make. Confusion stuff.
Oh yeah, let me see some confusion.
This looks really nice.
That's it. Now confusion is incomplete dominant, or is it dominant?
Cinnamon leopard. So it's a co-dominant gene,
Wow.
otherwise known as a dominant gene, just needing to have one parent to make it appear.
Right, but there is a super form.
No.
There's not. Oh, so it is a dominant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Little ringer on there.
Beautiful. Well, and so those are real expensive.
Pretty expensive.
But easier to produce than a recessive. So how long do you think, you've been doing this a while, how long will it take for the prices to drop to, like, say, leopard prices? Wow, look at that.
I don't know, this confusion stuff, I doubted it, but last year I sold like 25 of them, and this year I'm probably, well, I'm sorry, 20, I sold 25 of them. The year before that I sold like 20 as well.
Wow.
So that's pretty good, and the price is still up there.
Wow.
I don't know.
So it's slow, it's going to be slow to drop.
The demand is high, and the combos are really neat and exploding.
That's insane. What's that combo?
Super Pastel Fire.
Wow. What's that? What are we looking at there?
Sunset Butter Extreme, boy.
Wow.
He's like 350 grams. I think I might have to keep him here soon.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Ooh, what's that?
Pastel Butter Leopard Het Clown Girl.
Come on, here, show the... Pastel Leopard Butter Het Clown.
Female.
That's insane. Look at those colors. Oh my
nice,
gosh.
huh?
That's beautiful. You guys, look at that sunset. This is a girl?
Mm-hmm. So this is a regular male. Okay, he's nice, but normally they're not this colorful ever until they have some size.
That's insane. That is crazy. Love it. All right, thanks, John. So you guys, I'm going to do my thing here. I will show you the snake that I'm getting when I get home. Filming with a mask on and the heavy breathing involved in that is not something that I want to do again. Let's just skip to me at home with the mask off. And thanks again to John at John's Jungle for that little tour and snake show. That was awesome. Okay, you guys, I am back home after 2 new pickups, which I am so excited about. I brought the girls home and set them up immediately in a quarantine rack in another room. And so they're all set, but I'll run some B-roll of the little girl that I was originally going there to get. This is Eva, and she is Vanilla Secret Het. I'm gonna try to keep that Het secret until she hopefully lays eggs several years down the road. But I'm really excited about her. I think she's beautiful and so cute. She's exactly 100 grams. And she still kind of has a jumbled up pattern, even though she looks almost as normal as she can for a snake that's not quite a normal. My second pickup, the hint is I'm going to do a video on that snake, but I'm going to keep that a secret also. And your hint is that I think it's probably going to be next week's video, is going to be all on allelic genes. And if Future Bob wants to put a very subtle hint in the edit, cooler, I guess he can do that.
Whoa. That's insane.
So that snake's name is Delilah, and I'm really happy to have them. They're both adorable, really shy snakes. In a week or two, after they've had a meal or two, I will start handling them and getting them used to human interaction. All right, so Kent is indisposed right now. He unfortunately saw me get bit by the Woma python through the door and ordered an ambulance, which was not needed, except by the time the ambulance got there, it was needed because Kent had gone into shock. So he is at the doctor's right now getting some much needed anxiety medication. So I'll do the sign off. Thanks so much for coming with me on this snake adventure. Remember to like and subscribe and hit whatever button you need to do and whatever. But anyway, thanks for coming with me. See you next time.